Yo, 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 this your boy Larry, and I'm chilling and vibing with artist slash actress Miss Presa. How you doing?
Hey Larry, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you again.
Awesome.
So, where did it start at? I want to start with the acting.
All right, let's go there.
So, where did the passion came from
Where did
for
that
acting?
passion came from? To be honest, I wasn't sure exactly how that it kind of like fell into my lap. I was in college and I had this older girlfriend that was a model, and she took like pictures of me, and she went onto her own photo shoot. I wasn't there. And then when we hung out again, she's like, I showed pictures of you to my photographer and a couple people that I was hired by to do some modeling. And she's like, they want to hire you. And I was like, what? And I was like, no, I don't really do that. I'm focusing on my art and other things and music. And then she convinced me it's easy money and it's fun. And you know what? It was so much fun that I ended up being really like getting really into it. So I started doing like a lot of fitness modeling. I did some fitness competitions. I won a few fitness competitions. I got booked to do some commercials after the modeling. And I actually thought that that was even more fun because I was like, wow, now I can actually speak in front of the camera. This is more challenging. And it kind of grew from there. And that was like, oh God, I don't want to age myself, but that was like 2010 earlier. And then I moved to Miami. Well, actually, I'm jumping ahead. I went from Utah. I was in New York. I did a lot of modeling there. I won some competition, New Jersey. I won a fitness competition there. And then I went to Miami, and that's when I started to do some more like acting classes. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to be doing this more often, I actually should know my shit. So, excuse my language. But I'm like, I should know my stuff. So I decided to just invest a lot of time into studying and getting behind the different, the different methods, acting methods. And I started to meet really cool people like Jeffrey and get into like some short films. And so it's been like really cool because I've been able to incorporate that when I'm not busy doing the acting. I'm painting, so it's like been a really cool like marriage between two passions.
So, you met Jeffrey when you was in. Shout out to Jeffrey also.
Yeah,
You met Jeffrey in Miami.
I did. I was referred, I had done this short film called The Last Today. And actually, I think it was maybe one of the sound guys actually introduced me to Jeffrey because he was looking for an actress. So yeah, it's kind of cool because it's like a really tight knit community when it comes to like the actors in Miami. And so I was able to really get connected and learn from other seasoned actors as well. So it was really cool. Like Owen Miller, he's like a really, really awesome actor. He's in The Last Today. He stars in it, and I'm kind of like, I guess I'm his co-star, but I kind of feel like he takes the limelight because oh my God, he's just like phenomenal. So I learned so much from these other actors.
Yeah, it's dope how the universe works. Because you went from doing something you wasn't really passionate about to actually really liking it. Then to that transition into, you know, acting career, also doing modeling also.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the modeling was a way to pay for school a little bit because I was like, oh, they want to pay me to just like pose. Sure, I need to like pay for college and pay my rent. So yeah, let's do it.
So did you do like music videos like for rappers and
Um,
stuff or artists?
oh my God, like my resume is ridiculous. I've done like so many, so many things. Trade shows, music videos, commercials, like just I did a runway, like hair shows, like tons of fitness stuff because of the fitness competitions. So then I started to really wanting to get into like telling stories, and that's where like my love of like acting and playing different roles came about. And I'm like, oh, I want to learn how to do a Russian accent now, or learn saying lines in another language. Like, every time I would do something, the next one I wanted to do something that was more challenging.
So being that you act also, which actor would you like to work with in the future?
Oh my gosh. Who I was like obsessed with for a long time was Adrian Brody. And I would really love to like do something with him. He's just like phenomenal. I don't know. There's a bunch of Charlize Theron. There's just so many actresses that I would like to work with as well. Oh my goodness. I don't know. could I could go on, but yeah, those two are kind of like the ones that like pop in my head.
Being an actor, which type of movie that you would prefer to watch? Horror, suspense,
Oh,
comedy?
that just depends on the flavor of the week. Like my mood always changes, so I could definitely go for anything eclectic, drama, horror. I mean, sometimes I'm into like musicals and I'm like, that's weird. And then I'll like switch back to, not that I don't like musicals, but just like my mood just changes and I just like want to absorb something that's like different. So I'm not like one of those like set, this is what I like. I just like things that are unique and show different creativity or something that just makes me think. Like sometimes I might not even like the movie, and then I'll think about it for like months, and I'm like, you know what? That movie I did like because it made me just like ponder and open up new like wavelengths, new.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the actors. Okay. Um, dang, what question I was about to ask? Oh yeah. So was that the movie with you and Jeffrey? Was that the only movie you have done so far, or?
Oh no, I've done lots of shorts, lots of shorts. Some terrible and some really good. I should say terrible. They're all such a good learning experience. But I do have to say that there are some that I prefer over others. So yeah, I've done quite a bit. I would say that the last couple years I have focused more on my visual art and I've gotten very busy. Like oh the the year before I did like over 20 murals in the year, plus all the paintings in between. So it just kept me super busy. Plus there was a strike going on, and in LA there wasn't a lot of work going on. Now things are opening up again, so we'll see. I have a couple gigs going on, and then I have a premiere for the last today that's actually on Monday, so it's coming up.
Oh yeah. So when did you start being an artist?
I started painting at 2 years old, so there hasn't really been a time frame. I did take like a couple, well, I wouldn't say it was like 5 years, but there was like a 5 year mark where I wasn't doing it as much. And I was just going to school full time and working full time. So there wasn't really a lot of time for me to do anything but that. Um, but since I was two, I've just been like ongoing. And then after college, I moved to New York and it started focusing to do that more full time. So I quit all my jobs and then I bartended on the weekend to kind of help support myself until I could get more established. And that was then in 2014, I started to become full time. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I know that was probably like difficult because I mean, being that you want to do this, but you got to pay the bills too. So like, how was that transition to being a full-time entrepreneur?
Terrifying. So I used to work for Verizon and it's a great company. And I used, this is so
Can,
terrible.
can you hear
Amazing
me now? Can
company.
you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine.
Good.
So, okay, great.
I,
Are you hearing me okay? Because I'm like,
oh yeah, that was
okay.
a Verizon. The Verizon commercial.
Oh my God. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh my God, those were that's so funny. I used to be called the phone girl. So I worked for them for a long time. They were awesome because they helped pay for school a little bit. And I also had like this vocal scholarship grant that I was singing opera. I do a lot of art stuff. Yeah, I studied music in college. So, yeah, I had to decide at one point because I was starting to grow in the company and I was doing that, making good money, and it was great. I had 401k, I had health insurance, all these things that are like important for adults. So, when I decided that I was going to move to New York, I quit. I put in like my 2 week notice and I was just terrified because I was like, this is the dumbest decision. but at the same time, I'm so grateful that I was able to do that. Yeah, because had I not, I wouldn't be doing what I love. Um, but it did take some guts, and I did take some moments where I actually was pretty scared that I might be sleeping under the bridge because I'm like, how am I going to be paying my rent, especially because I was in New York and there's not a lot yeah, I wasn't making the money that I like was set. Luckily, I was able to get like a bartending job at this place called Gaslight in Meatpacking District that um, I made good money like pretty quickly because they would be so busy, and then I was the speed bartender, so I had to be like plus I did a little flair. So I was able to like bring in some money and then work in between. That was like the time frame. I actually worked at three different bars. I worked crazy hours. Oh my gosh. After to be able to do this full time, I was working full time on my art, but then I was also trying to make the money to help with that. So there was like a lot of no sleep moments to be able to
Trust me.
accomplish that. Yeah.
Doing this podcast, I'm going through that right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you want to be an entrepreneur, it's like you really have to focus and you really have to give it all. It's not like when you have a job and you can clock out and you literally clock out like mentally, physically, everything. I don't do that. And like luckily over the years I've been able to feel like a little bit more secure and more like okay, I have a future. This is going to work out just fine. But there's some moments back when I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is I don't know if I can continue this. Like is this smart?" And then I stuck with it. I stuck with it because I'm like, I made a goal, I made a commitment, and this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, like my mom, she always tell me, she like, why you work? But she asked me, why you work so much? And I tell my mom, I got a big vision. And for my daughter, for her to live the lifestyle that I want her to live, daddy got to do this. I got to go hard. Because I mean, I work like 7 days a week, no days off,
Yeah,
no days
well,
off.
you got to spend some time with her. Don't forget that because, like,
Yeah.
I always remind myself that the important things in life are still your family and your friends, your loved ones, because those moments with them are the most important. That's why I work so hard is to be able to get more moments like that.
And that's why I'm doing it now. I say I work hard now. Within the next few months, I'll be able to, what I'm saying, give her more time because like she deserve it. And
Absolutely.
granted, right
Don't
now,
wait. Don't wait. Do it now.
oh yeah,
Always
right
set
now,
time
I
apart.
still give her time, but it just, like when she sleep, daddy always working. When, what I'm saying, when she getting her rest,
When she's
I'm
sleeping,
working.
you're
Yeah,
working. I
I'm
see.
working. And when she wake up, I'm still working sometime. And it's crazy because like when we go like to my mom's on the weekend, and I was like, did I take my laptop or not? And my daughter was right there, and she like, Daddy, you might need to take your laptop because you might have to edit, have to do a podcast or edit one. I'm like,
Aw,
okay, little assistant.
she's looking out for you. Oh, what a
Yeah,
cutie.
cause she know daddy always working, and now like if she was here, I want to talk to you, Miss Preston, cause she saw your artwork, and she's like, Daddy, I want to talk to her because I got one question, and she said she was gonna ask you, can you draw me?
I can
I said,
draw
yeah,
everybody, but
yeah. I said she.
I'm also starting to develop some classes because I'm going to be doing some workshops and classes so I can help other artists develop their skills. So maybe she could
Oh,
draw her own self-portrait.
all right. So Miss Claudia, if you watching this, Miss Lania, yeah, Miss Preston says she got classes going on, so you might want to be on the lookout.
Absolutely.
So like I see now you got your own shop. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's full of boxes and it's going to be beautiful, but not right now yet. But it's the beginning. I'm so excited to actually have this space, be able to like be more creative, be able to create more pieces, and to have a
So
little
it's gonna be
showroom.
like a shop. It's gonna be the shop like people can come in and see your artwork and purchase it
Yes.
also.
So in the front portion, I'm going to have a little bit more of like a showroom and have where you can see my pieces. And then I'm going to have an area where it's more painting and I can like have some students and teach some classes. I want to keep my classes very relatively small because I want it to be a more like um I want to say I would say intimate, but more of like I can give them more of me. I'm not spreading too thin. And then there's like another section, a little lounge area to like just chill. So, and then I also like love music. So I got like my piano there and like my recording system there, and guitars. And yeah. Yeah, creative space.
That's what's up. That's dope. So you can have somebody come in there and play the piano while you teaching the art class.
Absolutely.
That's
And I
beautiful.
would love
That's
that.
beautiful.
I mean, I play the piano too, but if someone else comes in there and takes over that, that's perfect.
Oh yeah, somebody got to come in and take over that while you
I
teach.
can't
You
do
know, you can't.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't do everything.
I try, but I can no.
And that's dope. I can actually see that. You know what I'm saying? Have a little wine on the side, everybody coming in, you know, you doing your art. Oh man, that's beautiful. I gotta make my
Absolutely.
way out to Cali. I gotta make my way out to Cali. So how's the Cali
Yes.
life? You know?
You know what? I'm starting to get my feet wet and feel like I actually live here because, like, was going back to Miami doing a ton of work, and I kind of feel like I've been bi-coastal. Not complaining. My friends are there. I love Miami. But now I'm starting to feel like I live here. And now that I have like my studio, which is opening in Koreatown, I'm feeling like, oh, I'm going to build a community here. And the people have been really nice to me and like my artwork I feel like has a home here, so I can feel like it can grow, but I'm still navigating. I'm still trying to figure things out, and yeah, I'm still feeling like I'm new, if that makes sense, even though I did move here almost 4 years ago.
I was looking at your page and I saw you did a big wall mural. How was that? How did that came about?
Which one? I've done a lot. I've done like,
I think it
oh
was
God, like
the mermaid.
40. Um, oh, the mermaid one. Okay, that one was one of my favorites. What was really cool, so this was a private client in Santa Monica, and they wanted me to do something beautiful in their backyard. And it's this lovely couple, and the gentleman was like, "I want a mermaid," and his wife is like, "He's obsessed. He wants a mermaid. I don't know what you're gonna do with that." So I decided to just like really use the palette of the backyard and what would look beautiful there, and kind of develop, like, I have my own little style with like bright colors, and I love to like paint colors on the skin, kind of like give all these like reflective, like ethereal type styles, feminine divinity. And they were letting me have a lot of creative control on that one, so I kind of feel like it has a special spot. And then what's cool is they're like, since I had a little bit more creative control on this one, is I wanted to add UV paint, and I've been trying to have clients let me use UV paint on their portraits or their murals, and a lot of times they're scared, so they're like, no, 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 let's not do that. But this time, this couple was like, no, we trust you, and I was like, yes. And it turned out so cool because I was able to do like the mermaid, and I don't know if you want to like insert something, but I have it on YouTube that you can see it. I have this mermaid with like this moon, sun. So in the daytime, it looks like she's kind of in front of a sun. But then when the night starts to change, the lights turn differently, and you can see that it glows and it turns into a moon. So it's kind of like this really cool effect. So she's like a silhouette of this beautiful, like glowing moon in the evening. So it's so cool now that I have this example. Maybe other people won't be scared to let me use this technique. So yeah, that was a newer one.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That is dope. So like after you did that painting and what was their reaction?
Oh, so they were like, when I told them about the UV and let me do something creative, they said, "Go ahead, I trust you." But they had no clue. They had no clue because I thought they may have had some sort of clue, because when I was like, "Hey, knocked on their door. You know, it's their backyard, but I was like, come out. I want to show you something. And they saw the mural and they're like, oh, this is stunning. I'm like, no, 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 you don't understand. And then I turned on the to show them, and their jaws, like, it literally dropped. They're like, what? They're like, we had no idea that what you were talking about was going to be this cool. They're like, this is even beyond our dreams and what we wanted. So that was so cool that they said, like, and this is what they told me. So I'm not exaggerating. It was really cool, their reactions, to see like how shocked they were. And then they came back like 30 minutes later because they grabbed some neighbors and they wanted to show all the neighbors. They're like, Presa, do it again. Let's show them what's this really unique thing. So that was really fun.
I'm pretty sure, seeing that reaction, it give you more passion to go even harder and push it even more. And that's probably why, you start your store, you got your store now. So like if people would like to purchase your artwork, do you got an online website?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Art by Presa. So art, ARTBY, and then my name, Presa, Presa. I actually have it. You can see on the back of my shirt. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, artbypressa.com. Or you can also see my Instagram, which is at artbypressa. But a lot of my pieces and murals are on my website. And then I have YouTube. You can see like time lapses and all sorts of things. So yeah, and as I get more and more things going, I'll be posting and showcasing a lot more.
That's what's up. I want to say congratulations again, Preston. Hearing that story, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And my daughter, I know she gonna press daddy on trying to get an art piece done of her. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah,
It's coming.
Christmas is coming up.
It definitely is. It definitely is. But if somebody would want to, come to your store, your shop, what is the location?
So I'm in Koreatown. The address is 3416 West Olympic Boulevard, and that's in
All
Los
right.
Angeles. So,
The presser, any young artist, what advice would you give them if they had a passion, for wanting to be an
you know,
artist?
I had somebody who in Miami, it's just a couple artists, but there was somebody in particular when I was at an art show who gave me one of the best tips that I had received. I was struggling a lot at this point because I had just taken a long break from painting right after college. And they told me, you know what, just stop stressing. It's not about like the end goals. They just said, touch your craft at least once a day, and then things will roll after that. And this was a time frame where I was trying to figure out what's my style, what am I trying to say. And then when they gave me this, all the stress started to go away, and I started to touch my craft at least once a day, and that development of style started to happen on its own naturally, which is what it's supposed to do. It's a natural process. Things don't happen overnight as an artist. You aren't going to be like this phenomenal artist, and everybody has a skill, but no one's like phenomenal at the beginning. It takes little by little, and that's where the patience comes. But if you love your craft and you touch it, you just get absorbed into it, and those hours just melt away. So as a new artist, all I would say is just go for it. Just touch it once a day, and you'll find that if it's for you, you'll find that passion and love for it, and it'll develop into something beautiful.
Okay, Presser, yeah, I appreciate you giving that advice. But Presser, before we go, let everybody know what we doing.
We're chilling and vibing.
Oh yeah, appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, Larry. Appreciate it.